So, what I have in front of me, or what's in front of you, is an RM Nimbus machine. RM, if you live in the UK, you'll probably have heard of RM. It used to be known as under the name of Research Machines. They've been providing education machines, I think, since the 80s, early 90s. The first RM Nimbus 186 was proprietary, it wasn't IBM PC compatible. This is a 386, so later revision is IBM compatible, so MS-DOS, all that sort of stuff. There is actually an entire web page dedicated, I'll link it in the description of the video, which is the RM Nimbus Museum. So this was found, funnily enough, in a loft up in a primary school that I do the IT for. It's probably been up there since 1995. And they've had major renovations to the room, even had skylights fitted, and nobody moved them. There were monitors up there, other PCs. I took one other PC, a 5200 I think it was, or a 5100. And I'll be looking at that at another point. But this is the main one I wanted to look at. It's just dirty, it's been sat in a loft. I wouldn't even turn it on without taking a look at the power supply, because frankly it would scare the living hell out of me to even turn this on in the condition that it's on. So if we just switch it round, it's a big machine, flat, but big. Hopefully you'll be able to see we've got what would be a standard power supply for back in the day. Obviously power for the PC and then an output for the monitor. There probably would have been a Nimbus monitor to go with this. Whether that is still up in that loft, I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to go up there again and have a look. So we've got an original 10 base 2 Ethernet card. This is obviously, the whole point of these machines was to be networked up to RMnet, which I think was a derivative of like Microsoft Net, or the first sort of era. We've got monitor, serial, parallel. This is the keyboard, it's a DIN slot. I don't have anything for that. And then obviously PS2 mouse, I think that's PS2. Yeah, I mean, it's still got the RM logo, power information. This thing I reckon is shot. I don't know. Even if I can't get it working, it's a nice piece to have. So I'm going to open it up for you guys, and hopefully I can give you a better view. Okay, so I've undone the screws. What I'm hoping for here, well, tell a lie, I've already had it open, so I sort of know what's going to happen. But let's take a look. Lovely noise. So that's not a good sign. I don't know if you can see that. It's going to need cleaning. Let's put that down here. Already, you can't see this. So let's take a look inside. It's a blown battery, CMOS battery, going to get rid of that. Not much left in here. Power supply is going to need cleaning out. And what looks to be a, don't know if the camera will focus in on that, failed date 1992, so it's probably been up there longer than I thought it was. But yeah, I'm going to have to give this a nice old clean and take apart, and then I'll bring it back to you. But until then, you know the condition of the machine. Well, after a possible 15 to 20 years, she lives. I took a look at her, and she booted. She booted perfectly. Obviously, I gave it a bit of a clean. Frankly, it needed it. But how about we take a look inside the machine and I'll show you around what I've cleaned up. Well, here she is in all of her unadulterated glory. This is 10 times cleaner than when it was before. Frankly, I can't believe it even booted. The sheer amount of dirt was just... I had to do it outside because frankly I just couldn't risk any more damage or anything. I don't know if you can see, certainly here, that's where the CMOS battery used to be, and that's gone, but she still boots without it, which is excellent. Power supply, that was interesting. So I cleaned the outside of it. Inside was a different story. It took about 20 minutes just to get all the dust off, all the visible dust, and then I gave it a scrub, a clean and a thorough look over, and it seems to be fine. I mean, it booted up like I said, but it remains to be seen how long that will last for, especially with older power supplies. The more you keep booting them up and the more you keep, you know, going on, capacitors expand and they shrink, expand and shrink, and if they haven't done so in a long time and they're weak, things could go wrong. And touch wood, she booted twice, both times to BIOS, so hopefully by the next time when I've got a keyboard and a monitor to use, a proper monitor, I'll be able to show you what it's all about. So we've got floppy drive, onboard floppy controller. I don't know if that's an IDE controller there. I don't know if you can see that. Apologies for the shadow, my lighting isn't perfect. That's either IDE or another floppy controller. I'll have to do a bit more research on that because I do want to get a hard drive in here. Whether it had one originally, I can't be sure. Another machine that I have, the other one, would have had a hard drive definitely because it had Windows 95 on it, but it didn't come with it, so my guessing is the previous network manager decided that it wasn't a good idea to keep them around. I don't blame them. Working in education, sometimes they have things on them that shouldn't be public knowledge. So all the front panel connectors seem to work still, which is excellent. I'm really happy about that. This is the LAN card. It is RM branded, I think. Yes, it is. Interesting. A lot of later RMs, especially the ones from the 2000s, or not 2000s, 2005 onwards, used parts from Asus and other cheaper brands just to sort of boot the thing on. In fact, I actually have one. Apologies for the mess, my poor lighting. But this is an older education RM, but it's newer than that one, and that is mainly Asus parts. Although, given the environment it came out of, it wouldn't surprise me if this has had parts replaced. So let's have a look back at this one. So, like I said, we've got LAN card. That is 10 base 2 Ethernet. If I turn this round for you, get a better look. The case is still muggy as hell, but I tried my best. I can't really get it off. Let's take a look around the back, shall we? So Ethernet, 10 base 2. I actually have a network that I use with an older IBM laptop and an old switch and a repeater that I found that was on the wall. It's been on the wall for years. I rescued it. Keyboard. This is the more interesting thing. So on the Nimbus website, which is a website for all things Nimbus, run by a bloke called Darren, I believe, he says that these are proprietary, that they have a different pin out than other 5-pin DIN keyboards. I gambled, because he was on about the 186, I gambled that the 386, which is this one, would use the regular pin out for 5 DIN, so I've got one of them on order, so hopefully when that arrives I'll be able to show you. Regular PS2 mouse, any PS2 mouse should work. If not, I can always use a serial mouse, because they're known to work too. I did actually see an RM Nimbus PS2 mouse on eBay, however I didn't jump at it for the simple reason it was £45, and I'm not spending £45 for a piece of plastic for a cheap RM education, because by no means were these powerful machines. These were literally, you plug them in and you teach kids on them. There's nothing, I'm not expecting this to run the latest games or even really fully run 3.1 if I put it on. Probably just stick with DOS 6.22. I don't know if these two ports work or even these two. All I know is that VGA works because I managed to get it working, and I've got BIOS. Power supply, fan spins. I haven't tested that. I don't even want to, because frankly I just find them just irky and I don't really want to try them. Interesting sort of thing with this machine, it has the ability to support a maths coprocessor. It doesn't have one, it didn't need one, and they weren't exactly cheap. The whole idea behind RM machines was they were cheap and nasty. Well, certainly the company took pride in it, at least when they first started, but later on, especially with that machine that I showed you back there, they started getting cheap, and I mean real cheap. There's a riser here, just so it can keep it slimline. Obviously you saw the other one was quite large, so I don't know what they changed. I guess they decided that to cheapen it even more they would get rid of the riser. It'd be interesting to see what else I can put in here. It has the chips. I think it's nothing to do with the, I think it might be BIOS, I'm not entirely sure. I'm still learning about this machine myself. But yeah, floppy drive might work. I don't know. It makes a noise when it comes on and it spins up, but I'm wondering if it's got rubber drive belts. Chances are they've perished by now, which means it will need replacing or fixing, but hopefully it won't. It is yellow on the front, so I'm going to have to fix that. Probably going to retro bright. Other than that, the machine boots up fine, which is not too bad, not too shabby for a machine that was up in a loft for 15-20 years and has probably seen many renovations done. But like I said, soon I'll be booting this up for you guys to see. Need a keyboard and a mouse and some other stuff first, but you guys will be the first to know. Okay, so I'm back. It's now 2-3 days after I did the first video, and all at once everything came. First item, a very nice looking keyboard with a 5-pin DIN. I don't know if that's gonna focus, probably not. Well, there you go, 5-pin DIN. To be honest, not too bad. See if I can get it to focus. No. So hopefully that's going to work. If not, we're a bit screwed. So that's the first item I got. It's rather brand new, to be honest, which I'm quite surprised at. No Windows things, so good. Next item, don't know if you can see that, a refurbished 3GB drive, perfect for running DOS. So hopefully that all works. And finally, the 3 setup disks for DOS 6.22. Now it probably didn't originally run DOS 6.22, but only ones I could get, unfortunately. So I'm hoping these disks work. Seller said they worked, but you never know. So let me get this all set up for you, and hopefully we'll be able to see something. Let's take a quick look at the drive. Now this is seller refurbished, so hopefully it's okay. It's a Quantum drive, 3 gigs, IDE Molex, IDE Molex. Looks good. Okay, haven't put the drive in just yet, so it's all plugged in ready to go. Let's see if she boots up. That's a good sign. Very nice sign. Okay. RM Nimbus S series. Yeah. Copyright 1992. 1664K. See, it was battery state low. Obviously, it's no longer there. See if the keyboard works. Excellent. So what we've got chipset, auto configuration, change password, write CMOS and exit, do not write CMOS and exit. Let's see what we've got in here. Yeah, it's fine. Bloody hell. Interesting. How the hell do I escape? There we go. Advanced chipset. DRAM. I have no idea what any of this does. What's configuration? Panel defaults, it's fine. Do not write. Yes. Okay, and now we wait. See what it wants us to do. Remember, there's no drive in here, so it's not going to do anything. However, I may be able to get away with booting the first setup disk with DOS. So let's give setup disk 1 a go. This will let us know if the drive is working. Press any key. Drive not ready, error, insert boot diskette. That's not good. Well then, you can see that we are in MS-DOS. Thank God, finally. yeah, turned out it was the network card. It was this little bastard. So for some reason, and it makes sense when you understand RM's history. Whenever this was in, I guess it thought this was a drive, which is why it was saying there was nothing in the floppy drive to boot from. But then again, that doesn't make sense because it still detected different drives when I put them in and out. I'm not entirely sure what to make of it. Obviously won't be going back in, at least not until I can get it working. Obviously we'll keep a handle on this because it does say RM, so it's a bit of history. And it does go with the machine. The floppy drive did need replacing in the end. I did say it was the floppy drive, and it is now working, as you can see. Hard drive isn't being detected now. I think that's mainly because, if I show you, I don't know if you can see in the top right, it says hard disk C type none. So I need to set its type. It doesn't automatically detect it like IDE usually does, which is why when it boots into DOS, so it checks and then it discovers there is no hard drive. Now the hard drive could be faulty. I bought it off eBay, but as it stands, yeah, that's fine. I'll need to run the set program again. That's fine. I'm not really bothered. So we are in A. I don't know if you can see that. That's beautiful. So if we type in directory, we can see the directory of the floppy drive, of the floppy disk. 1994. Bloody hell. 6.28. So yeah, I'm going to shut the camera off and get it into the BIOS for you. Okay, so we are in the BIOS. Apologies for the creaking, that's my chair. So standard CMOS, advanced CMOS. So I'm going to go standard CMOS. The problem I'm going to have is because it has no CMOS battery in it, it's not going to remember this when the power goes off. So I'm not worried about time and date, although I might. No, it should be fine. So I need to set cylinders, heads, WCOM, L zones, sector size. This is the problem. I have no idea what this drive is. It's a 3 gig drive, so it's not actually. I don't even think it's supported. It's just, I don't even know. So I'm going to try. Let's try that. 45. It could be wrong. It probably is wrong. But it might detect it. It might not detect it. Let's see what's an exit. It might detect the drive. Hopefully it does. We'll find out. I'm hoping at least. There we go, it's a nice sound when it actually functions. If not, I am happy. At least the machine boots to DOS. This is where I got last time. When you set the drive, it just sits there. See hard drive controller failure, because it can't figure it out. So I don't know if the hard drive itself has failed. I don't think it has. I can't see it failing because it spins up, and it was making a god awful smell when it spun up. Actually, come to think of it, that's probably not a good thing. Let's let it boot into DOS and see what DOS thinks of the drive. Let me remove the... Oh, detect. If it detects the drive, it's going to be very interesting. Definitely think it's something to do with the BIOS. Read or write to your hard disk. See, I can install MS-DOS on a floppy disk. Anyway, I might play around and see if I can get the drive to work. If not, I'll leave it here. Well, this is the second hard drive I've bought. Hopefully, it'll actually work. It's a 170 meg one, so it fits within the specs, and it also has cylinders, heads, and all that sort of information. So I'm going to install that, and hopefully I can get DOS on it. Okay then, let's boot this puppy up. Is it delete or escape? I can't remember. CMOS battery is dead. Well, that's an annoying sound for a hard drive. Right, okay. I can hear it spinning though, which is not a bad thing. What I'm going to need are the heads. So 332. Okay, I've got it. No, wrong one. Can't even do that. So it is installed. Let's see. So how do I edit this? Okay. I'm going to put in the things and I'll let you know how that goes. Well, so we have a bit of a breakthrough. There was DOS already on this hard drive. I tried to put in the date. I think I did it wrong because I forgot to put 2021. I'm still not used to this. So let's see if we type in directory. So the volume drive C is yeah, okay. Oh my god. I have no idea how to use DOS. This is going to be a learning curve. Well, to be honest, I'm going to call this a success. It works. I don't actually know if I have anything that I can test it with. Or do I? Ugh. It's just one thing after another with this machine. It really is. So the drive works. It's got DOS 5 on it. But now the floppy drive doesn't work. Hopefully it's a power issue. But this is literally just my luck. You either have a hard drive in it or don't. I need to replace the CMOS as well, because otherwise every single time I'm going to have to set the drive, which is going to be interesting. So hopefully I'll be able to actually get a fully working machine out of this. But for now, I'm going to leave it here for the simple reason I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. The machine works. So hopefully I can get the drive working, get a replacement drive if I need to. I hope I don't. Retro bright it, get a proper RM monitor, and just have it set up. Probably get a graphics card, because the game I tried to test it on, I don't know if you can see there, was Flight Simulator. I don't think this thing's going to be able to handle Flight Simulator, but we'll soon find out. Well, this will probably be the final video that I do on this. Drive's working again, both of them, which is excellent. So that is that video done. I really do want to try and get this networked. Obviously I still have the network card here, the one that seems to take the place of the floppy drive whenever it's in. So that would be interesting to try and work around. But yeah, thank you very much for watching if you stuck around for that long. The machine itself is still in poor condition, but the actual functionality is good. I just apologise for not having a clue about what I was doing. I mean, I still don't really know much about DOS. I probably got a lot of information wrong. Thanks for sticking with me. Like I said, I have got one other RM machine which I'm probably going to work on at some point, so stick around for that. And thanks for watching. Feedback is greatly appreciated. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get a machine that can play games in DOS. I mean, as far as I'm aware, as long as I get a graphics card, it should be okay. I don't think I'll probably have to be a small form factor graphics card. It's not exactly the tallest of machines. So I will be doing more research. This isn't the last you'll probably see of this machine. But like I said, thanks for watching again, and hopefully I will be back with another video. This has been CNP Productions. Hope to see you in the future. Thank you for watching.